It claims to be the fastest growing religion in the world. That's not true. It uses a space machine to measure your thetans. That's kinda true. The top secret elite Scientologists meet on a boat in the middle of the ocean calling themselves Sea Org and allegedly force their female members to have abortions. For real. What is it? Welcome to Scientology. A few days ago, I dropped into the Church of Scientology. Not because I was searching for the truth, not because I was dared or I thought it'd be funny, but because I thought that maybe I'd run into a famous person and they'd be like,
"Join the Church of Scientology and I'll put you in my movie."
And I'd be like,
"Sign me up, Tom."
Now going in, I had some preconceived notions about Scientology. I knew that they had a lot of celebrity members, a lot of actors. It seemed to me like an easy way for a famous person to claim that they're generally religious without really pissing off any major religious groups. I also thought, like many of you probably do, that they believe in an alien named Xenu from millions of years ago. Now before I really delve in, I'd like to state that I do think Scientology is bonkers, but I'm also an atheist, so I think that most religion is bonkers, so just bear with me. The Vancouver branch of the Church of Scientology is a little bit hilarious. When you walk in, you're greeted by 10 talking heads on TV screens that explain to you their journey with the church. Inside, it's flat out seafoam green carpets, Jim Jones terrifying. Little glass rooms with like 2 chairs facing each other. The little alien machines I was talking about earlier. Creepy like elevator music playing. And then there's like an actual chapel area with like pews and an altar and this star where the cross should be. So I got inside and I asked the receptionist about these free personality assessments that they advertise outside. She sat me down and she placed this in front of me. It's 200 questions about yourself with the options agree, disagree, or unsure. 200 questions? I got things to do, lady. Do other people interest you very much? Agree. Do children irritate you? Agree. Do you think more money should be spent on social services? Agree. Do you bite your nails? Oh shit. Are you in favor of color bar and class distinctions? The test was once called the American Personality Analysis, but is now called the Oxford Capacity Analysis, because doesn't that just sound better? Bottom line, the test is a hoax, which I would soon learn. A lady, whose name shall remain a secret because I don't remember it, brought me into a separate room to go over my results. Meet Adam Riley Beauchesne. Active, aggressive, responsible, critical, withdrawn. Jesus, on a scale of 1 to 100 either way, I scored a -92 on the happiness scale. Let me get my checkbook. And the entire time that she was going over my results, she kept insisting that this is what I was telling her with my responses. No, wait a minute, lady. I didn't write the questions. And I don't know how you're analyzing them. Just like I don't know how Cosmo analyzes what kind of BFF I am. It's based on their questioning. But this is the catch. If you've done the OCA before, please comment below and tell me how it went. I'm really curious. I have an inkling that until you join the Church of Scientology, that little depression column stays pretty darn low. And for many people, that would be enough to buy this book, Dianetics. I didn't buy it, and I didn't buy anything, but I was given all of these, including 2 free DVDs. Now here's a very, very abridged version of what I learned. Scientology is based around the idea of thetans. My understanding is that thetans are the composition of the mind and the body put together. Kind of the Scientological equivalent of the soul in Judeo-Christian or Buddhist philosophy. They also believe in the 8 dynamics of survival. Think of these like concentric rings. You start with number 1, and then you work outward until you're the master of the universe. Number 1 is self. Number 2, creativity, which doesn't mean crafts like I thought, it means baby making. Number 3 is group survival. Number 4, mankind. Number 5, life forms like animals and trees, nature. Number 6 is the physical universe, or MEST, which stands for matter, energy, space, and time. Man, Scientologists love their acronyms. Number 7 is spirit. And number 8 is infinity. Which is it's just the perfect way to end any list, really. The goal of Scientology is to achieve infinity, which is their kind of nirvana. I'll be honest, I kind of agree with the 8 dynamics principle. Help yourself, help others, help society, that's all good stuff. Everything goes a little bit mad, though, around number 7 when you become an OT, or an operating thetan. At this point, you get to go on a cruise ship where you read the real books about Xenu and the space opera. It's crazy stuff, like science fiction crazy. But on the other hand, we're no longer expected to believe in a talking snake or that the world was actually created in 7 days. So I'm willing to grant that they may take the lessons from these stories as opposed to the literal interpretation of them. Ultimately, they do have a creator, their own version of God, but you don't really have to care about that until you get to level 7 and defeat the boss. Finally, Scientology uses the practice of auditing, which are those fancy machines that you always see. It's a way of measuring your stress level towards certain past grievances so that you can focus on them and then be able to move forward. Which, having said it out loud, is a much duller process than those machines lend themselves to. Homosexuality, they're working on a cure. Abortion, basically undecided. Birth control, like chiclets. So I walk out about 2 hours later with all these pamphlets, all these DVDs, and the hard sell for this book, Dianetics. It's a business. It's a money-making scheme where they convince people that they're unhappy enough to join the church, they give a bunch of their money, and it makes them happier. Immoral? Probably, yeah. Dangerous? Not really. Greedy? The Pope wears a robe that's worth more than my apartment building. The Church of Scientology does a lot of underhanded stuff, most of which I haven't even scratched the surface of yet. What they don't do is suicide bomb. They don't operate on their newborns. They don't believe in one sex over another or one race over another. They don't picket dead soldiers' funerals. Now you can say it's because they're new that they don't yet have the power that the mega religions do, and that's true. But why is what Scientology does so off the wall and so heinous next to these things? I mean, the worst thing that Scientology's done to our social landscape is Top Gun. They aren't even recognized as a religion in Canada, or in France, or Germany, or Greece, or Belgium, or the UK. Now, this is the best part. While I was sitting there taking this test, a woman came in. A Christian woman, probably in her late 40s, seemingly well-balanced, and she berated the receptionist for being a heathen. That there was only one God, that like what they were doing was going to send them to hell. Then she would leave, and then she'd come back about 30 seconds later when she came up with a new witticism that she could scream at this receptionist. One time she just came back and said, "Tom Cruise, right? You guys got Tom Cruise, made him famous, right? He's going to hell too." The receptionist, who's about my age and probably has never even met Tom Cruise, just sat there and took it because what else is she going to do? Fundamentally, the Church of Scientology believes in respecting the religious beliefs of others. That's a tenet that Catholicism, Christianity, and Judaism reject. You shall have no other gods before me. It's the first or second commandment, depending on the religion that you're looking at. Before murder in most of them. And other people's religious affiliation is the number one excuse for murdering in war. But I mean, this is just me being unhappy and critical again. So if you've taken this test, or if you've had an experience with the Church of Scientology, please comment below, because I'm really, really curious about it. It interests me to no end. Then I'll proceed to tell you that you're unhappy and you can give me money. Okay, bye.